What's up guys, it's Saturday morning, it's a miserable day, but first things first, just to make sure that I am all prepared, I've done my food shop for the morning. So I've got it all sitting out here. I'm just going to quickly go through it all so that you can just kind of see, because this is what I buy pretty much every time I go for a food shop. As soon as I get in, I've pretty much got the blinders on, I know exactly where I'm going. My food shop literally takes me about 5 minutes because I know exactly how to get around the shop. I shop at Lidl because it's cheap. There isn't a lot of variation, and because of that, there's not a lot of things that kind of attract your attention and potentially cause you to stand there for a couple of minutes trying to decide whether you buy the goodies. But basically I've got the staples here. It's not all here because I had some stuff that was left from last week's food shop, things like eggs. I've obviously got my bag of whey protein that I use in my porridge, and sometimes just take a shake to work. If you want to know where to get that, it's Impact Whey at myprotein.com. Their flavours are really good. I highly recommend them. They've always got deals on, discounts, so it's quite a good value for money place to go for your protein. And other supplements, if you like a pre-workout or just protein bars or these kind of things, I've got a couple of protein bar options actually, which I'll show you in a minute. So let's look at what we have here. So we have our chicken. I've got 4 packs of chicken. I've actually got some steaks left from last week and some beef mince, lean mince, 7% for a bolognese, so we can do like a low calorie bolognese sauce for pastas. We've got some prawns here. Prawns are great because they are very low in calories. Half this pack is only 55 calories, the entire pack is only 100, so it's a good option there. These aren't the best option, chicken goujons, but I buy one of these each week and just have them at the weekends, just because it's a little bit of a treat of mine. I quite like this sort of thing, but it's the only thing in here I would say that would be considered even potentially not a great option on a diet, but I can easily make it fit. And it's, as you go on, you will find out that you can try and fit in these things. It's just about getting through the learning part and knowing what you can and can't eat without going crazy and overeating. So I've got some whole wheat pasta, a couple of packets of noodles for any stir fries, just making it easy. All you have to do is add this straight to the stir fry. I've still got some brown rice, and because my parents work in an agricultural sector of the bank, we've got sacks and sacks of potatoes as well. So they're also a great carbohydrate source. Just for ease of use, we've got some frozen vegetables. I highly recommend frozen if it's convenient for you and you don't want your vegetables going off during the week, because fresh is actually just as good, and there's potential argument that this is even fresher because it's frozen from the point of it being picked, if that's the agricultural word for it. We then have our mushrooms. So we've got various salad things, and also elements like mushrooms and peppers that we can use in stir fries. We could use them in salads. We can use them just about anything. I'll use them in mince as well. I'll chop them up, dice them, and put them in a pasta bolognese. Also have a skyr for each day of the week, just to add to the protein. I like these because they have 30 grams of protein in them. So if we had a look at the values here, so the full thing is 350 grams. So you can see there 175 so you have to double that. So that's just under 200 calories, but you're also getting 30 grams of carbs, 30 grams, sorry, of protein almost, and you're also getting in a little bit of carbohydrates, which I usually have one of these before I do a workout, so that's not a bad thing. Just a can of tomatoes for when I do the mince that I've still got sitting in the freezer. And then we have a massive selection of fruit, because fruit is one of the things that I quite like to use just to occupy myself. So I love mango, so I've got some mango chunks. I actually consider eating some mango a bit of a treat, so I don't mind buying these pre-packed ones. It makes it easy to take to work. And we've got some blueberries and some raspberries, which I'll probably use in my porridge in the morning with that scoop of chocolate brownie whey. We've also got our strawberries, which I might have some pancakes this morning. I might make those protein pancakes we were talking about, and just have a few strawberries with that. And then sometimes I take this to work, just a big punnet of grapes, which I can just sit and eat when I'm trying to do work, or I get bored or something and I want something to munch on. Is that it? So let's take you through and I'll show you the MyProtein. So I got MyProtein cookies and oats and whey flapjacks. I quite like these. These are amazing as well. They have got about 300 and something calories in them, but they also have 40 grams of protein, which is pretty good. And then we have this oats and whey flapjack, which is here. We can, as you can see up here, we have some eggs, and here we have some brown rice. We have some nuts back there, which I've not really been touching. But we also have some apples, banana. In fact, I forgot to get bananas, so that was something I should have got as well. And if we come out into the garage, we can see I have, this was my last protein, USN whey, which is actually quite good as well. It's good, got a lot of protein in it for considering, like it's got a lot of protein per scoop, being 25. So if you have 2 scoops of that, it's about just over 200 calories and you get about 50 grams. And then we have my pre. So this is my pre-workout. It's just a mix of sort of vitamins, B vitamins, caffeine, some amino acids, that kind of thing. Just gives you a little bit of a boost before you do your workout. And here is Impact Whey Protein, my chocolate brownie whey. But one of the biggest things, like I say, is once you have a plan and you've carried it out multiple times in terms of going to the shops and actually getting your stuff, you will find it becomes very quick to do your rounds. I would even eat this sort of thing when I was doing a bulk or even trying to maintain my weight, because I like the routine. Things don't change too much. You can change elements as you go, but just having sort of a basic structure to how things go each time just means that there's less decisions to be made, there's less decision fatigue, because you get what's known as decision fatigue when you have loads of different things you have to decide during the day. This is why a lot of successful people wear the same clothes every day, because it means that they don't have to decide what they're going to wear. Thus, keeping more of your mental energy for the day and reducing the chance that you're going to cheat on your diet because you're tired. And when you're tired, we don't make the best decisions. So just making sure that we have as much of this on our side as we can so that we can achieve our goals. And when it becomes routine as well, like it becomes just something you do every day, it becomes part of who you are, and you'll start to see yourself getting leaner, feeling better, realizing you can do it. Momentum again. Momentum is just key. I can't harp on that enough. I honestly think that momentum is the driving force of all of this. But anyway, just to finish, I did my weigh-in this morning, having started 6-ish weeks ago on this cut or this diet fat loss phase that I'm currently doing. And just using the methods that I've shown you so far, having a routine, making sure you have a plan from the start, getting momentum and getting that initial 3 days to a week out the way so that you're really starting to see that yeah, I can do this. And you have to do that each time you come into a fat loss phase in a way. But once you've developed your strategy and understanding that whole momentum process, you just do it. So I'd come out of a bulk, so I was used to eating more anyway, so I was quite happy to come into this stage and just cut calories a bit, because I'd given myself that psychological rest of constantly counting calories, which is something you will need to do eventually. If you get to the point where you're burnt out and you just can't stick to things, often it's because you need a break, whether it's 2 weeks to a month. And it can be difficult if you really want to lose the weight, but it's something you do need to consider, because even just adopting the approach of just thinking about a couple of habits during a period of just trying to even maintain your weight can often help you when you come back into the diet. And if you're, say, focusing on protein and eating enough vegetables during the day, and focusing on trying to make protein and vegetables a staple in every meal, you often find that you're not that hungry, and you may actually lose weight anyway. But bringing us back to what I was going to say before, it's officially week 6, week 7, and I've lost 10 pounds. So like, I was aiming for a pound a week, and I've actually overdone that. Some of it will be, potentially some of it's water weight as well. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm kind of taking the values, but I was, so 6 weeks, yeah. So let's say, I'm pretty sure I started 6 weeks ago, and I hit 171.2 pounds this morning, and I started at 181.6. So overall, just over a 10 pound loss. I'm just gonna say 4 or 5 pounds of that is going to be water and glycogen from the muscles, but I'm not taking my calories too low. I'm only trying to lose that 1 pound a week, so I'm pretty much spot on in terms of that, and I'm quite happy with the progress that I'm making. I'm seeing visual changes at least every 1 to 2 weeks, and I don't have too long to go, because what I want to do is get myself now down to 165, because I think that when I start eating regularly again, upping my carbohydrate intake, my muscles are going to refill with that glycogen from those carbohydrates, and I'm probably going to gain about 4, maybe 5 pounds. So it'd be quite nice to settle at about 170, and then go away on holiday, come back and continue the bulk. So that's my progress so far. That's all for this little clip on food shops. I'll see you in the next video.